Richard A. Kindell, a professor of management accounting at the OAU University, OAU Life, recently dismissed after being found guilty of sexual harassment of a postgraduate student of the institution. Monica Osegi, has finally opened up on the events that culminated in his dismissal by the institution. In his reply to a query issued to him by the university, A. Kindell explained that the 5 rounds of sex demanded from Monica, as revealed by the leaked audio conversation between them, was a deliberate attempt to discourage the student and at the same time invite her to his office to obtain evidence, New Telegraph reports. The dismissed professor said the demand for 5 days of sex was a deliberate attempt to play along with the student. However, the university did not buy his argument and dismissed the professor. The reply was exclusively obtained and published by New Telegraph. A recap of the scandal. The institution was enmeshed in a scandal in April after a leaked phone recording exposed Professor A. Kindell seeking sex from Ms. Osegi to pass her in an examination. In the audio, the professor requested 5 rounds of sex from Ms. Osegi, then a master's student of the institution. The university initially suspended A. Kindell indefinitely, following an interim report of its investigation. However, after a full-fledged investigation, he was permanently dismissed in June. The vice-chancellor, Itopogunbodid, said the conclusion was reached after the investigative panel found A. Kindell guilty of an inappropriate relationship with the student, a claim to which he admitted. He said the dismissal of A. Kindell will serve as a deterrent to others as the university has taken further steps to ensure total elimination of sexual harassment in the OAU community. We gathered that pieces of evidence submitted by the professor to the investigative panel include screenshots of WhatsApp conversations including nude pictures allegedly belonging to Ms. Osegi. A. Kindell reportedly claimed that the 2 photos, an alleged screenshot of Ms. Osegi's private part, were sent to him to arouse his sexual pleasure. According to the WhatsApp messages presented by the lecturer, Ms. Osegi had allegedly initiated conversation with the lecturer at about 5:52 a.m. on Sunday, February 25, declaring her interest in the lecturer. She then sent him seductive messages, including nude photos. A. Kindell wrote, "I know the lady in the audio recording to be an MBA regular student. I recall sometimes in November 2017 when she came to my office in the company of some of her other MBA students, colleagues to inform me they failed a course that I took with another lecturer and pleaded that they should be upgraded. But I informed them that it was not possible because the result has been submitted and approved by the department. They left my office, but the lady returned alone to my office some few minutes after they had left begging me to upgrade her to an A. She confessed that she did not fail the course, but that she had 2 other courses in the department that she failed, not any of which that I am involved, but that she would need an A in my own course to boost her CGPA to get to an average of 50 to enable her to obtain an MBA degree. I promptly turned down her request. She knelt down and held my legs pretending to be begging me, but was actually romancing me. I shouted at her to stop her madness, but she immediately stood up, raised her gown up to cover her face, and I noticed she was not wearing any pant. I was afraid she could shout to attract other people and it may be difficult for me to defend myself from sexual assault. So I had to gently tell her to calm down and that we will do it 5 times on another day and place, to which she agreed and gently left my office. I had to do that to save myself from any possible accusation of sexual assault, which may be difficult to prove if she had shouted on that day. Of course, she attempted calling me at other times and seeing me after that day, but I kept avoiding her. Since then, she kept sending messages to me regularly describing how good she is in bed and how badly she needs to sleep with me and get an A in the course, all of which I resisted. Akindele explained that the day the leaked phone call was recorded, he had deliberately played along because, on the said day, 2 unknown vehicles with unidentified men and a lady suspected to be Emzosegi had trailed him from OAU campus to Moro campus, where the MBA program was being run. He said, "On that fateful morning, I left my office on campus for Center for Distance Learning, CDL, Moro to go for the MBA lecture. As I was driving out of the university, I noticed 2 vehicles following and I was somehow scared and wondered what the occupants in the cars were up to. While still wondering, my phone rang and it was the lady in question calling, but I did not pick. When the phone rang the 3rd time, I picked and sensing danger with cars behind me, I decided to play along with her request, and that was what led me to demand 5 times of sex and for her to come to my office. I have evidence and proof that she naked herself and harassed me sexually, and I have a naked picture she sent to my WhatsApp contact, pressing that she wanted to have sexual intercourse with me. I have known this lady to be a badly behaved lady and as if she is a psychotic person, and Akindele said if truly he had wanted to sleep with a student, he would not have demanded 5 times of sex rounds at a go, saying dating a girl would not ordinarily begin with the request for 5 times. The dismissed professor said it was only unfortunate that the girl was faster in implicating him. One of the WhatsApp message exchanges the professor shared with the panel reads thus: Emzosegi, so you're awake by dissed him. This will be a good time to give you a blowjob. Meaning? Osegi, suck her cock. Osegi, stop saying ham. So when you are with a woman you just climb on her and finish? Maybe we can try D69 position one day. Emzosegi, this one is your assignment. Google and find out what it means. Then Professor Akindele sent 2 pictures wishing her happy Sunday and saying good morning. But enraged by these messages from the lecturer, the student replied as follows: Emzosegi, are you kidding me? I thought you were going to send me pictures of a man sucking a girl's pussy while she sucks the man's dick. Emzosegi, no, it is not oak, let me send you mine but you won't show anybody OAU. Following this pledge, Emzosegi reportedly sent in pictures of her private parts and followed by other conversations. Monica refuses to react. New Telegraph reported that efforts at getting comments from Emzosegi were unsuccessful. She allegedly refused to comment on the matter, querying reasons behind the introduction of the pieces of evidence at this stage. Speaking through her counsel and executive director, Women Advocates, Research and Documentation, WARD, Abiola Akindele, Emzosegi allegedly accused the media of attempting to wage a media war against her, saying she had been traumatized enough to warrant another round of public disgrace. According to Akindele, the university has exonerated Emzosegi after reviewing all shreds of evidence entered before it, and so she would not tolerate any fresh facts, which she described as an afterthought. She said, which fresh facts again? Did you see the school's conclusion? Because the school came to the conclusion that she did not harass the man. Where did you now get your own facts? I hope it is not that the media want to feed fat on this story. But if you have facts, disclose now, but we won't hesitate to go to court. This is because the girl has been embarrassed a lot, and so if you people bring it up again and embarrass her, we would not take it lightly. She cannot comment on this matter any longer because the case is even before the court. So she cannot start denying anything. If you guys have anything, bring it out. The school did a fact-finding of 3 levels and came to the conclusion that she didn't harass anybody. I am aware of all these messages you are saying, but please check your facts very well and look at the time you want to be bringing them out. So I am not going to speak to you on this. If you have your facts, bring them out and we will reply at the appropriate time. If we need to go to court, we will go to court. The Vice-Chancellor reacts, again. In his reported response to inquiries from New Telegraph, the university's Vice-Chancellor, Itopogunbodid, confirmed that the institution received the seductive messages by Mzosegi to Akindele as part of the lecturer's responses to his query, but that they were not sufficient enough to exonerate him. According to the VC, the pieces of evidence showed that the two were found culpable, but that in the circumstance, there was a weaker partner and a stronger partner. Professor Akindele provided information that Mzosegi sent him nude pictures, but the panel did not consider that as sufficient justification for his actions and inaction. The Don added that all laid-down procedures were followed before reaching the conclusion. He explained that the panel had also considered punishing Mzosegi, but found out that she was no longer the university's student because she had overstayed on her MBA program and so had lost her studentship. The VC said, "Let me tell you that the university was not silent on the lady. If you read the press release, you would see that we really mentioned something relating to her in the report. But lecturers are supposed to act in loco parentis for students." Akindele provided the nude pictures. The right thing for him to do would have been to report her to appropriate authorities. And even as a stronger partner, Professor Akindele had every right to discipline the student. And honestly, if our student had also been found culpable, the ideal thing would be to discipline the student. But in this case, this lady is no longer with us. The lady came for a program, but she did not complete her program within the stipulated time, and so she is not a registered student of our school. As at the time the issue came up, she was trying to resolve her failed courses, but could no longer come in to register. So the situation would have been different if she was our student. But in this case, the lady is not entitled to our certificate.